Well, I made a lot of progress on the Roadrunner here. I got the motor running, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. So everything is working now. What have I done since the last video? Oh, I got the fuel tank welded, so it's all notched out there. No leaks. The mag in there, blower straps, fuel system headers, everything is in there, and checked for leaks. I got the breather hoses on, and lately I've been working on this data logger, trying to figure out the programming. And we also put in the race pack dash, so I got it in there. These buttons are for programming, so we don't have to program the shift lights and things like that. You know, with the laptop, we don't have to get the laptop out to do it. We can just do it right here. So I got that in there, and that thing is super bright. I mean, I can adjust the brightness on it, but the shift lights are just crazy bright. Move some stuff out of the way here. And I got my new welder. Been doing some welding with it. Works really well. But I'll turn the power on here and see if, I don't know how well you can see it, but so that's the brightness of it. This is probably not going to show up too good on the video, but I got it set now for cylinder head temperature left and cylinder head temperature right. Oil pressure. It's supposed to show the volts, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet. And then the RPM is on the top there. The light that I got here, this one here, is for the neutral safety. So it's got a switch on the transmission here, so when the driver is not in neutral, the light goes off so that he can't start the vehicle. As soon as that light is on, it completes the circuit and he'll be able to start the vehicle. So that is very important, especially when you got a guy standing in front of that blower priming the system and starting it. You don't want that thing starting in gear and running over anybody that's standing in front of that thing. So neutral safety switch hooked up, data logger hooked up, the MSD grid is hooked up. That's the easy part. Programming that MSD is really simple. Programming the data logger is a little different story. Let's see if I can show you this. If I can get in here. Here it has the two programs are in here. I got the race pack and the MSD, and I also have my Holley EFI in here, but we'll just go to the MSD one. That doesn't want to open. There we go. So it has, right now I have the launch retard plotted in here. So this is the time from the launch. Right now it's at half a second, and it's going to take 10 degrees out over another 2.5 seconds. So it goes up to here, and then it zeroes out. So when he lets go of the trans brake, the car is going to launch, hit the tires, and then it's at half a second. It's going to take 10 degrees out, so the car is going to settle down a little bit so it doesn't spin the tires. And then it'll ramp the timing back in, so within 2.5 seconds. So by the time he shifts to second gear, all the timing will be back in, and he'll be heading down track. But this is completely adjustable, so I mean, if the car spins the tires or if it doesn't have enough power, we can take less timing out and at different points and things like that. So. And then it's got engine RPM. We got oh, it's just shows the timing at 35 degrees at 0 RPM, so that timing will stay there throughout the whole run, but that's also changeable. Rev limiter, I don't know why you guys can read this. A little shaky, sorry. Okay, we got burnout 7,000 RPM, so as long as he's holding that burnout button, it's not going to go over 7,000. Launch RPM is at 3,000, so we can change that. Maximum rev limiter is 7,800, and the spool step 5 rev limiter is at 12,000, and I'm not really sure what that is. And then safety rev limiter, that's for, I think, when he's driving back. If he decides to drive it back, it won't go over 2,000 RPM. And then start RPM 6,000. Then go to ignition timing, we've already been there. Launch retard, that's what we were just looking at. And it's also got a shift retard, but this is really going to be hard to program because he shifts it manually. If it was shifted automatically, then we could take timing out on each shift precisely when the car shifts. But because it shifts manually, he might shift half a second or 1 second after the shift light is on. We don't know that, so we don't really know when to take out the timing on the shift. It's got step retard. We're not going to use that because that's I'm not really sure what that's for. But and then it's got individual cylinder. We can go in and take timing out of each individual cylinder if we had a camshaft sensor in here, but we don't, so we're not going to do that. So I mean, this is really easy stuff. I'll close this out and I'll get into the race pack. So here I can program the module, which is the data logger, or I can program the dash. Here, open car configuration, and then it'll go to IQ3, which is the dash, or the VNet, which is the logger. So I go to IQ3, and then I get a whole bunch more stuff here that I can do. So I can put on the logger shock sensors, cylinder head temperatures, what I have on there. Manifold pressure, boost. Oh, that's what I had on that thing. I had boost pressure for the blower. So this was a little tricky figuring all this out. See if I go in here to manifold pressure, and then I can bring up this page, and you gotta configure it and then send it. And it was a little tricky doing all that, but I think I have it now where it's all going to work. So, and then he's got the record button here, and as soon as you hit that button, it says record, and then it starts to count down there so that we know that it's recording. Driver can see it. It's recording for 9 seconds. So as soon as he's ready to launch, that's all he does is hit record. The car should run a low 7, hopefully in the 6s, we'll see. But that's plenty of time to record, so it'll just I'm not sure if it just continues to record after 9 seconds or not. I guess we'll find out when we read the data after the run. So the wiring is done. Everything is pretty much done. A little bit of cleanup to do in here. It's all dusty and stuff, but he's pretty much ready to take the vehicle. And a couple of months, so let's see, what's it, February, March, April, May, so 3 months we'll be racing. Maybe sooner if we decide to go down south or whatever and rent a track, you know. I know one of my buddies just put a new blower motor in his car, and he wants to rent a track, and probably get a few other guys together, rent a track, and then you know, do some testing before the season actually starts. Look at that, my dog found $5. Where'd you find this, buddy? Are you chewing on gaskets? Well, thanks for the $5. I'm glad you didn't chew that up. So yeah, well, I still got to set the timing on it and stuff. You know, set the fuel to idle, things like that. I just fired it up just to see if it would run and idle, and it did. So I just shut it off, and you know, it's too cold outside to have the doors open, and it's too the fumes are just too bad in the shop here to have it running in the shop. So we'll have to wait for a nice day to get it running and tune it a little bit better. But that's all I got. Yeah, I'll just, you know, fire it up for you guys.